department, there will still be somebody there to make sure that they get fed, get let out, those kind of things. It's just on that day, a person wouldn't be able to make a schedule change or whatever. Another, I think, perk to this would be that I plan to cross-train these case managers across everything that our department does. So if at 8 o'clock at night a juvenile needs hooked up on home detention, the officers would just take them to our facility for a hookup instead of one of my staff members having to come in after hours and do all of that. A huge part of this is going to be the pretrial piece, which we've kind of already spoken about today. I think we're doing pretrial well in our county, but I think we could do it better, and that's not even really, I think the sheriff would agree that, and Lenny, my pretrial coordinator, one piece where we're missing is if someone comes in and gets arrested on a Friday night, they're not able to have their pretrial assessment until Monday morning. So now, with my staff on duty 24 hours, they would be able to be assessed immediately, and if appropriately to be released, they could be released. We could expedite that process. And then also, because these are case management level staff, they would obviously be trained to interact appropriately with the clients, have those positive state required really interactions that we need to have, and then if they need to do things like case management, schedule changes, incentives, sanctions, everything that my case management staff does, they could do it with these clients hands-on in the moment.
Thank you for that. I just want to take a second and commend you and the sheriff. I know Kenny and Sherry spent a considerable amount of time trying to figure this plan out. And while it was kind of, trying to get some nuances worked out, I think it'll be good for when the Justice Center opens up. And I think with this, Debbie and Scott, keep me honest, I think this is a plan that's going to probably run throughout the duration of the Justice Center while it's open for these 4 permanent staff. So I just want the council to be mindful that these are permanent positions that we're going to have locked into our budget forever. So,
and it's, to be very transparent and clear, it's actually 5 staff members, one that's
One is
already
already
on
on
staff
staff.
with me that I'm going to move to this.
Correct.
Because her entire role is within
that.
the residential center.
Right.
Did we discuss the whole salary, or I thought?
Well, so with the
split?
net, to make the 250 work, I would only pay, I think it's 67,000 of her salary out of that line, and then whatever else to get to her total, I'll pay out of my project income.
Okay, yeah.
But
So-
yes, my ask would be that those 5 projected be on your payroll going forward, and then as the program goes, if we get project income, if we need more staff members, honestly, even if at some point, because of the size, the sheriff's department needs more staff members, then there should start to become a secondary pool of project income
Right.
that we can look to use to pay for those people going forward. But I think it's unrealistic to think that the program would ever be able to sustain just those 5 by themselves.
No, I agree. I just feel like it took us a while to get there before we could get to the full. I think it started off at 18, 16, 12, and then we kind of came up with a plan. So thank you. Go ahead.
And the county's never paid for salary for your,
To date, the general has never paid for anything for community corrections other than benefits for non-grant employees.
Yeah. So it's a shift for us, but I think with the Justice Center, what we're doing, it's the right move for the long term to help us. But as we stay here in our seats for the next term or whatever, just being mindful of every budget session that, hey, these 5 positions will be here forever, perpetuity. So thank you for working on this. And yes, thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
So with this one, are we gonna approve the line in this for right now? So
No, because this is salary.
information for now, we'll
Yeah.
go back to 1233 in the future, so.
Yeah.
And I
What line
think,
do we got?
I don't know that it matters that much, but I think for 2025, depending on it, I'll just have to work with the sheriff. I won't really start my hiring process until they're a lot further along in theirs, just because theirs takes a lot longer. It doesn't make any sense for me to hire 4 staff members January 1st, and they don't have any clients to supervise or anything to do until whatever the time is. So I think just, 6, 8 weeks before he's ready to actually have clients on the residential side, then I could start hiring. So it may be a slightly less, just because there may be a
Sure.
portion of the year that we're not paying.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
Anything else? Debbie?
9122, you have, it's just a salary
Yeah,
line.
it's,
It's a
I think I,
supplement.
no, it's
No, we did not, it's a community transition program.
You reduced it to 2,500.
It's CTP, and we just pay one salary. Our CTP coordinator gets a little bit of money out of that. I actually anticipate the revenue of that going up drastically. So CTP is Community Transition Program, meaning individuals that are currently at the Department of Correction, when they're in their last 90 or 180 days of their sentence, can participate in this Community Transition Program. So they come back to Boone County, and it's basically a warm handoff between the DOC and the community. We supervise them for that 90 to 180 days. Sometimes we're on an ankle bracelet. The biggest reason, like 90% or more, that they're denied is because they don't have adequate housing. Well, once we have the residential center standing there, that number should go through the roof, because now we have somewhere we can place them for 90 to 180 days. And I think there are some examples of individuals we don't want back in the community 90 days early. I completely side with the prosecutor on some of the reasons that some of these are denied. The other ones that are denied only because of housing, they're gonna be back here in 90 days. It's a lot better for the community, for us to get our hands on them while they're in the residential center, try to get them employed, get them set up with treatment, figure out a safe place that they can live, so when that 90 days is up, now they're not hopefully a burden in the community. So CTP has a ton of benefits. It's just up to this point, we haven't had a place for them to live. And I think that's one of the most, and the best part about CTP is the Department of Correction pays all their fees 100% on time. So if we take them in the residential center for 90 or 180 days, that's guaranteed money that they are going to pay.
The government pays the bill on time?
On time.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
federal
We pay our
government,
bills
see,
on
I should let me finish, she was just ready for that. So can we approve, can we do this one as submitted? Because it's, I move that we approve Fund 9122 as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve Fund 9122. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. So we're, take a lunch break and be back at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the easiest we've ever done that. Yeehaw. I mean, that's a whole lot of information. Wait a minute, what the heck's that doing here?